Okay, so I'm gonna do this. It's a continuance. I'm gonna try not to sound like a military sergeant barking orders at his new recruits. Um, because man, that was it was hard to listen to, and I like listening back to it. All right, so what did I do? We have a self-filtering, optimized water system, and I wanted to show you how it works. So some people went pee, and the dirty water's coming into the system. Doo, doo, doo. So it's gonna hit this thing and not go in the vent because it still needs some. Now this prioritizes, because it's an input on a bridge, it prioritizes this way. So it's going to make sure that we're keeping the plants irrigated first. Any excess will jump over here to the water sieve. Now the water sieve will spit out that water. That water is going to, because this has priority, run this way. And it's going to join the main water. That avoids a whole bunch of dropping and repiping, dropping and repiping. Okay. Now this one, you can see there's a bridge here. The opposite occurs when you do it this way. So when you bridge off of something, when you bridge off, that has priority. When you bridge on, it has like the lowest priority. So what's going to happen is water from any direction here has priority over this water. If this water isn't moving, this water can't move. So you don't have this water pump running all the time, throwing water into the system. And if, let's say this thing is full of blue water. It's not going to be because there's not enough polluted water in the system yet. But this will actually feed in before this is allowed to feed in. I'm kind of hoping at least one of these will go over, but we really don't have enough polluted water. All right. So there's that. What else do we got? So we've got a gas pump. This is now a vacuum, or close to it. This thing's not going to activate for another 16 cycles, so by the time this is ready, this will be completely vacuumed out. When it is a vacuum, this thing stops running, so it stops wasting power. And then once it gets hydrogen, which we know we want, the hydrogen can go right in here. Now, what I'm going to do is I am going to, once this is a full vacuum, I am going to not run it through the gas filter. The reason for that is the gas filter requires power. So if we can pump it pure hydrogen, we know there's only hydrogen in this place. I've removed all of the stuff that off gases. Then we can just pipe this straight in here, and we know it's never going to be anything but hydrogen. I moved the pump over here for the hydrogen because I don't know if you know about this, but the hydrogen was pooling really well in here. I've already thrown a bunch into the generator to help generate power. But when I had it here, it was sucking mostly from the door. Speaking of doors, I've removed a lot of the manual airlocks you had in. As you can see, I'm putting regular doors in. I'm not sure why you're using manual airlocks because, like, we're not controlling the atmosphere at all. Oop, when I built some more of these just in case we need more. Like, we're not controlling what's in this room. So we don't need a manual airlock. It takes a dupe a lot of time to get through a manual airlock. So if they have to keep going through manual airlocks, it takes, like, that converts to long commutes, right? Also, you had a sublimation station out here, so somebody had to go in through this door, which was a airlock, go through another airlock, just to put dirt in this thing. So now he only has to go through a pneumatic door. And honestly, some of these doors you could just force open. And it doesn't, because all that does is stops critters from going back and forth. But like these, like they don't block liquid, they don't block gas. So why have the guy pause before he goes into the room? You know what I mean? Let's see what else. I think that's it. There wasn't much to optimize, other than... Oh, we got a pip, by the way. So what was happening was... Oh, you've got airflow tiles here. Yeah, because what we want is we want all of this to collect and then drip down into here, right? We don't want the steam coming through the air vents, getting in here, and then making a mess everywhere, because that's what is happening. And then you have to mop it up again, and that takes dupe time. And if you don't mop it up, they're walking through water and they lose morale. So it's you're just making yourself extra work. Because steam is definitely not going to get from here all the way around here and then get cold enough to turn back into water up in here. It's just not going to happen. Okay, fish feeder. Fish feeder is great. We should use it. The thing is it needs to be in the water. I saw this in Gildaran too, the other save that you had, that your fish feeder was like way up in the air. Okay, so this is just going to fill up with water. This is really weird. I don't know what to do about that right now. Oh, and I was going to show you this one other thing. So, in one of the recent patches, they gave us a tool which used to be a mod. It was so good they made it a regular part of the game. It's called disconnect. So what you can do is you can just disconnect pipes. You can disconnect power, gas, any pipes. Conveyor rails. Now, you'll see here that... Because what happens is... And you can just instantly reconnect them. You don't need to send a dupe to go do it. That's what's so great about it. If I connect this, this thing is going to process all of this water. It's going to throw it all up here. All in here. And all into the sieve. Which might not be a bad thing. But I wanted to turn it off because I wanted to see how things were flowing. Oh no. I wanted to see how things were working without adding polluted water to the system. We may need to. These might take up so much water that the water sieve never actually turns on, which isn't a bad thing. We're turning polluted water into food, you know. That's not supposed to be a spindly grubfruit. That makes me sad. More water. Okay. So I think that's it for now. That's all, as my mom would say. I'm keeping the airlocks on the ends because there's not really much reason for the guys to go out here all that often. So it actually will do what it's supposed to do, which is keep the water out. Bum 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 bum. Oh, and I added polluted dirt can go down here. And I added some things to the, just so they can get picked up. There are two reasons why you want to sweep stuff. One, any debris on the ground causes negative morale. The other one is the game lags when you don't. Like you're making it harder for your computer to run the program. Anyway, I think that's it for this one.